Hey guys, cheers for tuning into my video. It's been a while since I've done a face-to-face video like this. There hasn't been much of talking points recently, but however, I really want to direct how I do these videos, Dragonflight and the future of World of Warcraft. It's been, the expansion's been released for a little while now. I didn't want to do a video right at the beginning or when the expansion launched because I feel like it just launched. We really need to see how the experience takes us after some time, and I feel now is one of the better times to do it. We've experienced the launch content of Dragonflight because we're going into the next major patch very soon, and I always consider anything before the first major patch as the launch experience. So Dragonflight is a major expansion to the World of Warcraft franchise. We can see the expansion focusing on the Dragon Isles. I'm not going to talk about what the expansion actually provides. That's more of a early days kind of thing. However, this is as a brief note, it is a landmass in Azeroth, so it's really nice to see something a little bit more down to earth, or down to Azeroth as it would say. We can see this being part of the Dragonflight, so something we're all familiar to, and obviously we see some adjustments to some of the core systems like the talents. Big change, I'd rather say, with that, the crafting system, and also we've got a new race class combo, which we haven't had a while since Legion actually. So we've got the Drakthir and Evokers. This is very bold from Blizzard because Drakthir can only be Evokers and Evokers can only be Drakthir. It's a very unique combo which allows Blizzard to essentially be very creative in what the class and race can do actually. A very limited specs as well, I believe it's caster DPS and a healer. So Dragonflight, I would say, is a very significant expansion for Blizzard. This is the first expansion since the departure of many Blizzard veteran developers. Not to mention, this is the first expansion released post public knowledge of the lawsuit, which I won't go into detail here. It's all over the internet, you can find that out yourself. For many players, we would say Dragonflight is more of a traditional return to form of World of Warcraft that I would say a lot of players really enjoyed. It's a more traditional take of expansion, though still very modern, but more traditional than the previous expansions that we had in a way. Dragonflight still has a lot of modern systems from modern World of Warcraft. A lot of traditional things still don't really come into the game. When we get to this point in Dragonflight, where we're coming up to the next first major patch, we really have to reflect on the future of World of Warcraft. The future is very uncertain because of how the past year's expansion's gone, not to mention the internal troubles the company has faced. We've seen a decline in popularity in recent years. It's very uncertain if Dragonflight will be able to reverse. We hope at least it stems any further decline. I'm hoping from here at least it can stem it, but really at this stage we really need to keep going. It seemed like the launch experience of Dragonflight has been received more positive over this period of time span compared to Shadowlands. However, that wasn't a very large bar to sort of beat and jump over really. But we can see Dragonflight as most certainly a positive step. We can see Blizzard showing more commitment and care towards the game. The feedback they've been providing to the player base and player base community and the industry as a whole has been something short of amazing. What we've received right now in terms of the feedback, the communications, the updates they give, the reasonings, the thought processes has been collectively way better. Not just quality, but quantity as well. Then all of that combined, that is something This is something we missed from Blizzard. Yeah, anything up to End of Pandaria has been amazing. And then it just dropped off. Walls of Draenor seems to be really weird, where it still had a lot of their core developers, all developers that made Warcraft what it was, still there, but we certainly see a positive aspect from players in terms of reception of Dragonflight. We really did not like Shadowlands. What do we need for Dragonflight for means for the future of the game? This is a chance for World of Warcraft to start fresh and rebuild its reputation. It had a reputation of having a quality game, quality patches, plenty to do, kept you busy, but busy in a nice way. A more traditional gameplay to return to its roots. I focus on things that made World of Warcraft great in the first place. Dragonflight we see is more focused on its gameplay, its storytelling, its pacing, rather than any borrowed systems, any sort of layered grinding that is only tied to player power. That was a mistake in Shadowlands, also a mistake in the previous expansions. So we can see a more traditional route. Focus on just playing the game rather than worrying about this weird layered treadmill that we've had to acquire skills and abilities. Blizzard used to be very good at introducing new classes and new races to the game. It kept things a little bit more fresh because a lot of people loved playing alts in World of Warcraft, maybe just because it's something different, or they want to perhaps play it quite extensively. We're seeing a shift in terms of Blizzard when it comes to more quality than there is going to be quantity in content. Is well polished, well received in feedback, but I was hoping Blizzard would be able to not just have quality content but also quantity as well. And also, this is a chance for Blizzard to reconnect with its players and build a much stronger community that it indefinitely did lose. So what would I like to see going forward in World of Warcraft? I would love to see more content. I understand the release of Dragonflight was rushed and its content is kind of a little bit sparring here and there. However, I would love to see more content, more varied levels of content as well, more mega dungeons released frequently, large scale repeatable content. So large scale like raids, like up to 30 players, but something more repeatable in a daily way as opposed to once a week. I would love to have something more like Trial of the Crusader, Trial of the Champion type instance. So it's not a massive dungeon, it's not a massive instance. Those are really good fun, but we need something repeatable. A small instance, small dungeon, maybe about 4 bosses, 5, maybe 6, whatever. Multiple bosses. Wait, what can you reward with that? That isn't going to neuter raids and mythic pluses. I think it's fine for Blizzard to introduce content that has its own currency. That's come from that and can only be spent for that, or perhaps additional rewards. So instead of adding powerful gear, more cosmetics, it can do mounts, pets, or just something to add in that vein. And no mythic to this. I would say the perfect sort of difficulty will be something no harder than normal mode, maybe just a little above it. I feel like Trials of the Champion, Trials Crusade, I forgot the name of it, I'll put a name up here, what the raid was called. That only had 2 difficulties, normal and heroic. I think we need to bring back Torghast. I think some people winced there. Torghast wasn't a bad thing. Actually, Torghast, by its design, was actually very good. What made Torghast awful was tying player power with its currency with that type of grind in Shadowlands, like highly tied to it. I think we just have to accept there will be content that only some people will enjoy and continuously do. We need to be okay with that, the developers especially, because it brings more to the game. It brings more variety. It's more talking points. It's really good advertisement for Blizzard to say this is a feature in our game. Overall, Dragonflight has been positively received thus far at this point in time in the expansion before the first major patch drops. It's certainly a positive sign for the future World of Warcraft. It's definitely stemmed, at least it feels like it's stemmed, the decline and the distaste for the franchise. It shows that Blizzard is committed to making the game better. It is showing Blizzard they are willing to communicate with its players. It's showing that they will give reasons to why they are doing what they are doing. We just needed reasons why Blizzard are doing what they do, so we have an understanding of what they want to do with the game, what they want to do with a piece of content, what is their design, what is their train of thoughts, but also they are listening to the players. If there's something really don't like, it seems like they're willing to go to the drawing board for it. And that is a fantastic, positive change we have seen in years with Blizzard. Will it be a good future? Will it be a good outcome with that? We don't know. We'll have to see. I hate to say it, but when it comes to the future World of Warcraft, we really need to see how the promises that Blizzard has stated will be kept. They've given us a timeline, like their goals, what they want to make sure that the game has. Because at the end of the day, we just want a good game. We want to log in for a good reason. We want to spend our time in this game for a good reason. And that good reason is because it's a good game. Because it's fun. And from there, let's see how the expansion takes us. See you guys.